Hey, hi everyone. Am I audible? Awesome. Okay, so hi, my name is Sushant and I'm from the GoCharting team. So I would like to thank the FYERS team profusely for allowing me to participate in this forum for the second time, not the first, but the second time. So here I am with the target of explaining to you the new FYERS option desk platform. So quick intro on GoCharting. We specialize in building software solutions for the retail trading industry. Now about Option Desk and FYERS, right? So Option Desk is an advanced options analytics and trading platform which are powered by the best-in-class APIs provided by the FYERS team. So I've had the opportunity before to work with FYERS API in our charting platform, and I can say that they are world-class. To give you an example, when we launched this platform a week ago, or on Monday actually, uh, uh, we were near real time. So we were like updating all the data and all your strategies and everything once a minute. But thanks to the robust APIs that FYERS has, we have almost been able to go real time now. So hopefully by next week, we'll be completely real time. So that's a very quick intro about me, right? So this is a start of the option desk journey in FYERS. So I'm really excited, not just about the launch, but the wonderful features that we have in pipeline and will be bringing to all our FYERS customers very, very soon. The voice is very feeble. Let me. Is this better now? Oh, thanks. Okay. So I'm really excited, not just about this launch, but the wonderful features that we'll be bringing in the near future for the FYERS customers. So a long journey ahead. We are going to improve a lot. We are going to get better and better every day. So without any much further delay, I would like to introduce my partner in crime, Rafaji. He is a seasoned options trader. He's been in the market for many years, knows the entire game. So he'll be kind of walking us through the platform and how, what is options, how do you trade in it, how do you use options desk to your advantage. Audio, please. Uh, okay, so I believe we have a lot of questions coming up as well. So what we're going to do is quickly go through the platform first, right? If you guys want anything in Hindi, right, we'll be happy to interpret it at the end of the session if possible. And we are going to take up all of your questions, right? So yes, the session will be recorded. All right, so I'll let Rafaji kind of share his screen and walk you through what's in store for us.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, Rafaji.
Okay. Thank you, Sushant, and thank you, FYERS, for letting me part of this. Firstly, the webinar, and letting me part of the GoCharting team, and present this beautiful platform to all of you. So, without further ado, I'd like to just share my screen. I think you'll have to stop sharing it. This the files on the GoCharting homepage, so that I can share my screen.
Yeah, Shubham, can you kindly help us with this? Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Wonderful. So let me take this out. This side. Okay. Now let's come directly to the platform. Now, if you firstly, how do we get over here? It's not that difficult. You just have to go into your FYERS login. I just show you how to go over there. Okay, just type in whatever your password is, and you can directly from there come to this page. sorry, go to the FYERS page, and if you right click on the chart, you get an option to go to the options desk, which will lead you to this page. So again, now let's start with the GoCharting options desk platform. You'll come directly to this page from the chart page of FYERS. Now you can choose any instrument. I have chosen Nifty. You can even go ahead and choose Nifty or any other instrument you want, for which you want the options chain and the analysis and the various other stuff that you get with for any platform that does the analysis for options for you. So starting with Bank Nifty. Now this is the basic layout. First, let me try and get this done. Now, when you open the first time, what you would see is something like this. Okay, the page opens something like this, and from here on, generally, if you're not used to the platform, you would be loitering around. But this is a very, very, I mean, customer-friendly platform. The custom UI is super. So the first thing that you need to do is, if this is not clicked, you can click this so that the red blinking stops. And from here, you can simply do this and get a payoff chart separately. So what you can do is you can keep changing around with what you want and have whatever you want, if you can see what I'm trying to do. So it's that easy. Okay, so now let's do with a payoff chart. Okay, let's keep it like this, very simple. Okay, coming to the option chain. Now this is a normal layout of option chain that you generally see on the NSE website, but the other customizations that we have here, you can come from here, or you can even right click on for example here. Okay, that's not working. Somewhere here, and choose whatever you want. For example, you want the Greeks to be displayed, you want the IV to be displayed, and so on. Okay, you can keep choosing what you want. You want paper trade, real trade, and open, high, low, whatever. Okay, sorry for this
Maybe,
this back.
Rafaji, let me share my screen. Okay, let me take over the UI part of it, and then I'll
Okay,
hand it
okay,
over to you for the, yeah.
just a minute, I stop sharing my screen.
Are you guys able to view my screen here
No, no, not yet.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the way to go to the to reach to this page is, when you are normally in your trading terminal within FYERS, right? You get the chart, and this is your FYERS chart, right? Your FYERS terminal. So within the FYERS terminal, if you right click on the chart, you get these options. And here in one of the options, you'll find options desk. When you click on this options desk, it will directly take you to this platform. Okay. And this is the basic layout that you will see here. Okay. The layout is broken down into three components. So there's the top bar, which is pretty much static. Okay. And then there is the bottom bar, which is, basically you can close it and you can open it like this, right? But everything within the middle section is customizable, and I am going to show you. Okay. So we have three tabs, default tabs, which is options chain, payoff chart, and volume uh, volatility surface. Now these are tabs, but what you can do is that you can customize this entire look and feel of the platform by simply dragging any of the tabs, and like it's like a drag and drop. You can drag it and put it anywhere you want, like this, right? And the moment you drag it, it becomes another section. So I'm going to try and show this to you. So I'm going to start with a volatility surface and push it to the right. So now you can see the volatility surface of the underlying, which in this case is Nifty. So very first thing you do is you choose the underlying on the top, which is Nifty, Bank Nifty, TCS, whatever you want. And the moment you do that, you will find the quotes of that symbol on the top bar and certain controls, which I'm going to walk you through. And then here in the middle section, which is the real content section, you will find these tabs, and each of these tabs are draggable and droppable, and you can move them any way you want. So now in this layout, I can see the options chain on the left hand side and all these charts on the right hand side. And if I want to be I want to add more information to it, I can also, for example, once, and I'm going to show you in a while, I'm going to also going to kind of put, say, a payoff chart in a quadrant view. So all of that is possible just by dragging and dropping any of the components like I'm showing you here. Any questions on this? We will take it up at the end of the session. Okay, so I'm going to now quickly go ahead and get into the weeds of each of the component first, and then I'm going to hand it over to Rafaji to explain how you can use these components for your trading. Right. So first off is the options chain, which you have seen on NSE. The difference is here you will get all the series in a stack manner, okay, for the underlying. And when you hover over the series, I don't know if you can see it in the white background, so I'm going to change the theme to dark. Maybe this is more visible. So when you hover over each of the series, you can see on the right hand side, we have put some bearish and bullish metrics to kind of quickly help you understand the sentiment of the market. That includes the at the money IV, implied volatility, the cumulative open interest of that particular series, the max pain, and the PCR in terms of volume and open interest. So a combination of these kind of give you a good signal of whether or not there's a bearish or a bullish sentiment on that series itself, right? And then you do have the opportunity here in the options, on the top, basically on the settings, you can go and you can choose whether you want to keep it on hover. For example, this is called series statistics. Okay, I want to always make it visible, so I always make it visible, and you can now see all the statistics across all the series all the time. But the default view is actually visible on hover. So this is where it is. And on the top, you will find your PNL. So as and when you take strategies either in the paper mode or in the real mode, these PNL will keep changing. Okay, then you start off with by clicking on these arrows will expand each of the series. Okay, so this is a typical series layout that you will get with ask, bid, implied volatility, and open interest. But you do have the ability to add as many fields as you want. So all you need to do is, for example, say right click on this, okay, or click on this field settings button, and you will get all of these series that you can you are aware of. So we're talking about high, low, close, volume, implied volatility on the bid, ask, all the Greeks, delta, gamma, vega, theta, RHO. RHO is basically the sensitivity of the options contract to interest rate. I'm sure you know about delta, gamma, vega, and theta. Then you have something called as open interest, then open interest change, which is basically the change in open interest in absolute terms from previous day, and then open interest change percentage, which is basically the percentage change from previous day. Then you have something called as OI sense, and I'm going to go over all of these fields in a while. And then in the money probability, theoretical price. So it's got like 30 odd built-in fields that you can just add and remove as you want, depending on how you like to analyze your options chain. So this has got more number of fields than any other platform out there for you to quickly choose from. So for example, say I want to get the delta. I'm just making it up, right? So when I click on delta, the delta is now added to the options chain. Okay, so that's how easy it is. You can just right click on the column header or on this field settings and just quickly add as many fields as you want. Each of the columns are resizable, so you can basically contract and expand them as you want and kind of shape it the way you want it to. Okay, so this is a typical options chain where you have the calls on the left hand side, the put on the right hand side, and all the strikes. And this middle portion, which is the orange one, is the basically the underlying price, which in this case is a nifty spot. Spot price is the underlying of NSE options, and that's what you get here, right? The call on the call side to the left, this section is in the money, and similarly on the put side it is in the money on the fourth quadrant. And you do have the option to kind of choose and customize how you want to set the UI of this particular options chain tables. So on the again on the general settings, you have the ability to either turn on and off this in the money background. You can choose whatever borders you want. So I have dotted. You can choose solids. Again, these are basically bars. So for example, so let me close this. So for example, in the case of open interest, you see these bars. These bars are basically reflective of, these are basically histogram picturization of what these numbers are stacking like. So you quickly get to see, okay, these are the areas where there is the highest, open interest across the call side, right? So you do have the ability to turn them on, turn them off through these settings. So all of that is available, through this general settings. Okay, then some of the fields that people normally have a lot of questions about is, do you have all the Greeks? Yes, we have delta, gamma, beta, vega, theta, RHO, all of them. We have multiple implied volatilities, not only the implied volatility of the entire row or the strike, but also of the ask side and the bid side. And then so even if when you hover over the delta, it also gives you all the basically on a tooltip you will get all the like you can see here, all the Greeks. So if you don't want to add all the Greeks, just keep it simple. You can just add delta and just hover over any of these fields and it will give you the Greeks across the series here. Similarly on the call and the put side. Some of the interesting fields that you might be interested in is, for example, OI sense. So OI sense is basically, it gives you a sense of the direction of the market. So for example, it takes a combination of open interest and price to compute whether, a particular contract is moving towards, for example, there's a short buildup, there's a long buildup, there is a long unwinding or a short covering. So these are various 4 possibilities in this OI sense field. And to understand how it is computed, that could be another session actually, but it basically means if your open interest is going up and your price is also going up, that means there is a bullish sentiment. So there's a long buildup happening. Similarly, if price and OI price is going down and OI is going up, it means bearish sentiment. So there's a short buildup, and then there are a few more combinations of this that kind of gives you the long unwinding and the short covering. So after having chosen this, the other interesting field could be in the money probability. So it kind of gives you the probability that this particular contract is going to be in the money through the end of this series or through expiry. So for example, here you see basically these dates are nothing but the expiry dates, and it tells you and the 6 days written here is actually telling you how many days there are left to expiry for this particular series. Uh, so this is all about in the money, and then you also have the ability to kind of choose theoretical price and the extrinsic price. So every option contract is a combination of the theoretical price plus the extrinsic price, and the theoretical price is nothing but using a Black-Scholes model or any options analytics model to come up with what should have been the price of this particular contract given its implied volatility and time to expire. So that kind of brings us to the end of how you can choose fields within the options desk, right? Sorry, within the options chain, and what do they generally mean? And 2 of the fields that you will see are, one is called paper and one is called real. Okay, so I'm going to quickly first explain to you why and how do we have that. So when we created this options chain, our idea was that you should be able to do everything through this options chain itself. You can trade, you can analyze your payoff position, everything. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. Okay. So what happens is there are a couple of ways of doing that. So for example, one of the most popular things is I want to, add something to my position and I want to see my payoff, right? So what you can do is you can either click on bid or ask, okay, directly. So if you click on bid, it means you're trying to buy, and if you click on ask, it tells the algorithm that you're trying to sell. So once you click on this, a pop-up will appear which will say add size in lot. So I will say I want one lot of Nifty. So the moment I add it, right, uh, here, you will see that it gets added to this paper position. So that means, in the analyzer, I am able to see exactly the position that I have taken. So the fact that it is red in color means it's a sell, and that is why it is minus 75, which is the one lot size of Nifty, right? And the moment it gets added, you are able to see your positions here on the for calls on the left hand side, on the puts on the right hand side. So I'm going to take another position, say I'm making it up. So I'm going to buy now a put contract. Okay. So I added it. The moment I added it, it says added to the strategy builder. And then, you can see that position that you have taken in green now because it's a buy. So now you have basically taken one, sold one call and bought one put. Okay. Now, I'm not the greatest of traders, so if this may not be the most optimal strategy that you want to use. You should not take my strategies at all. But I'm just explaining to you how the software works. So now that you've taken it, okay, you will find these green bars and red bars in the left hand side of the strike. These are explaining to you basically your PNL position on expiry, and if you hover over them, it will tell you, for this particular strike price, say 1530, 15,300, you would probably make a positive PNL of XYZ. Similarly, as you move down after this level of 15,700, so if the underlying price goes beyond 15,700, you are going to start incurring losses, and that is shown in red. So just by hovering over each of the bars, you will be able to see exactly, your positions, and not only your positions, but your PNL. So the whole idea was to kind of come up with a visualization within the options chain itself so that you can, have the complete picture without going to multiple tools. The other features would be, right, now if I want to directly buy or sell, right, really buy, uh, and then I can use these buttons, the buy and the sell button. The moment I click them, it will open up a trading panel like this, right? And you can see your limit, market, stop, and you can place your orders using this panel directly. Okay, so other things that are possible as well is if you right click on any of the records within the options chain, you will see that there are certain options that will come up. So add to trader is basically, it will directly trade for you. It does exactly the same thing that I've just shown you. So if you click on buy, it will basically assume that you're going to have a real trade on buy, and it will give you the, it will open up the trading panel for you. Okay, and similarly, uh, if you go to add to strategy builder, it will do the exact same thing that we did by clicking on ask and bid. So it will directly ask you how many lots you want to add to your virtual trade, for your analyzing purpose, and then kind of add it to there. Another two options are symbol info will give you basically all the underlying information, metadata of this particular contract. You can drag them. For example, what's the lot size, what's the tick size, all of this information for this particular contract. And if you want to analyze something at home, right, so you can also, right click and download to Excel. So it will download the entire this particular series to Excel for you to kind of, analyze locally. So that's how basically the option chain works. And since I had taken up positions, like I said, right, these virtual positions, my PNL is getting kind of calculated here on the top. Okay. And the other thing is basically across, suppose you want to do a calendar spread or some other spread across multiple series, it will actually, there is a small basically dots that will come up, which will explain to you, the positions or the strategies that you have placed across these series, like little annotations. So this in a quick nutshell is how basically the options chain works. Now, by default, whenever you add anything, and by default, you will see this bottom panel is always open, right? And this bottom panel, basically everything that you added in the options chain, right here, for example, these two positions, you will be able to see them added here in terms of, rows. So these gives you basically, these are basically the various legs of your strategy that you have taken. And there are multiple things that you can do. First of all, obviously it is movable. So you can literally drag and drop, you can literally resize this entire panel. Now, what happens in the strategy builder is that, so for example, by default, it is in a contracted state, and you can click on them and expand it, and it will give you basically underlying this particular strategy, paper strategy, what are the various legs that you have chosen. So first of all, you have the ability to select or deselect any leg within the series. So if I, for example, deselect this, right? The moment I deselect, you will see the PNL will change. That means the PNL calculation is not taking this particular leg into account now because you have deselected it. So everything is very dynamic here. So the moment you kind of keep adding positions, removing them, selecting, deselecting, the PNL calculation on the top will keep changing. And the same PNL you will also see here in fact on the here and in the bottom here. So basically at this strategy level, you are seeing basically I've taken two legs, one call, one put, one buy, one sell. The fact that this is green in color means these positions are still open. Now, one of the things that option desk is able to do is also track your closed positions. So once you close a position, the PNL will be accounted for in the PNL calculation. Okay, that's the idea when we built it. We wanted to make sure you have complete view of both your open and your closed legs or strategies positions. So that's why it's in green color, and if it's closed, once you close it, it will become red in color. So this is basically your size, this is your symbol, this is obviously your strike price, expiry, this is your entry price, the price at which you entered, right? And then this is the LTP, what is the last traded price. This is the PNL that you are seeing here on the top. This is the IV of each of the strategy, legs, and the delta. And again, on you hover of the delta, it not only gives you delta, but a whole lot of other information like delta, gamma, vega, theta, RHO, theoretical, etc. Right? And so at a strategy level, if you want to see if I like combine, all of these legs, how does it look like? So that is at the top here. So this gives you that this is the premium credit that is needed. This is the gross PNL. This is my, at a strategy level across all legs, this is my delta, and this is my POP, which is my probability of profit. So I've got a 72% probability of profit as a result of this strategy. Okay. And this is pure luck. I have no idea why I chose this strategy. Okay. Now what we need to do is uh, you can directly trade. So these are paper positions that you are taken. You can directly trade by clicking on these buttons here if you wish to. So there are multiple ways you can place the orders, right? So I have shown you some ways in the options chain. You can do the same from here as well. This will open up the same trading panel, right? And then if you want to change the size, like simulate, how it's going to be, you can directly click on the size and make a change here. So in terms of lot size, if I want to make 2, then this 75 will become 150. Right. So these are basically various customizations that you can do to your initial strategy. If you want to back test and you want to see, if my entry point was not 234, say something else, I'm making it up. So you can click here and you can change your entry point as well. So all of these are possible in here, right? All of this are possible in here. Now, uh, uh, apart from this, if you want to make certain moves at a strategy level, so there are certain convenience buttons given here. So for example, I want to flip the strategy completely. So let me show you, if I have to flip, what does it mean? So basically buy becomes sell and sell becomes buy. Then what happens? So I have this payoff chart, right? So this payoff chart is basically is showing me, these two legs, and these are by default, this is how the payoff chart is going to look like. Okay, this is the default view. Okay, so we all know, I'm assuming we all know what is a payoff chart. If we don't, then probably Rafaji can obviously explain to you in his part. So by default, you will see basically the PNL, okay, on the right hand side, and on the left hand side you can choose any of the other metrics that you want. So for example, you also have the ability to overlay the Greeks on the payoff chart, but I'm going to come to this a little later. So what I was saying is basically, if you want to, for example, reverse, so basically buy becomes sell, sell becomes buy in each of these legs, I can click on this reverse button and it will directly flip the position. You know, as you can see, the whole position has now flipped. Now, if you want to change the size of all the legs within the strategy, you can use this plus and minus buttons. If you want to delete the entire strategy altogether, you can use this delete strategy. But if you want to delete it at a leg level, you can just simply right click and then remove item. And this will remove one of the items or one of the legs of this strategy. Okay. Similarly, if you want to do a basket trade or basically place market order on all the basically legs under this particular strategy that you have chosen, you can use this market order trade button. So other than this, so I can again right click and place orders. I can toggle position. I can close the position here directly. So I can close it from here and it will ask me what's the exit price. And if I click on the exit price, it becomes basically a closed leg. And basically, similarly, it will show up here in red color with a red ring. So that's how basically you can completely, manipulate all your strategies before you place them, you know. So so that's in a very nutshell how a strategy builder in the bottom works, right? And in this, if you want to kind of keep adding new strategies or new legs, you can either use this symbol lookup, which is going to basically, open up a panel, and from the left hand side you can basically, search whatever symbol you are looking for, or whatever contract, and then choose that and directly put the size, buy, sell, and apply it, and it will get added here. Okay, so if you want to manually one by one choose your legs, that is a possibility. Okay, the add strategy field is basically, there are predefined 40 strategies that we have provided. Okay, so there are bullish, bearish, volatility, and arbitrary strategies. You can click on them and you will get all of these built-in strategies. Each strategy, after you've chosen a strategy, you basically choose on which series you want to apply. So this is basically all the series that we have seen in the options chain. So I am choosing, say for example, the 15th of July series, and then I can directly apply this particular a built-in strategy directly to the strategy builder. And each built-in strategy comes with a formula or a structure that you can see here. It is completely customizable. So basically the way you read it is, if it says +1 underlying T naught and -1 call strike, I don't know how much it is readable, it might be too small, but probably in a separate session I can explain to you why we have put this in the form of a formula. Basically our idea was you should be able to create your custom strategies by writing one line of code and apply it on all the underlyings that you wish to. So it will be agnostic to whether there is a rollover happening, the contract has changed, or something else has happened. So this particular structure will basically apply on the current options chain, and be able to kind of give you the exact same picture. So that kind of gives you the flexibility of having this. You can call it, for example, like a scripting language for building your option strategies. So that kind of, and clear paper will basically clear up everything that you have added to your strategy builder. So that kind of gives you a quick overview of the strategy builder, and this is basically the graphical representation of the same. On the left hand, so here you will find a left hand axis and a right hand axis. So the right hand axis is by default a PNL, and left hand axis nothing is chosen. So I do have the ability to, for example, say I'm making it up, say choose gamma. So the moment I choose gamma, this basically another green color, lime color line shows up, which is basically how your gamma will basically pan out across this strategy, across the various strike levels. So if you want to see basically all the Greeks overlaid on your payoff chart, this is how you want to do it. There is a settings button. The settings button is fairly simple. What it does is basically you have the option to remove the grids. You have the option to remove the legends, which are basically these annotations or basically labels. You have the option to remove the watermark. You can remove the zoom buttons. So all of that is possible, right? So I'm going to retain the legend for now because I'm going to use them, and I'm going to retain the markers. Okay. The purpose of having these markers is basically to showing you basically the positions that you have taken. These are the two legs that you have taken. C means call, P means put, and if you hover over them, it will give you some more information in detail, like it was a put buy one lot on a on a strike price of 15,850. Entry was at 172 rupees, and the series is going to expire in 6 days. So if in general it is facing up, it's basically a sell, and if it's facing up, then facing down like this, it's basically a buy. So this is basically, in quickly you can see, you know, your calls and your puts positions that you have taken on the payoff chart. Now, if you want to directly place an order directly from the payoff chart, that is also possible. You can just double click here and it will open up the trading panel and you can place your order directly from here. Similarly, if you want to remove this position or basically, you know, close this position, you can right click on these, again, position markers, and you can remove them, close them, edit the size. Everything that you could do in the strategy builder, like I showed you on the table, is also possible here in this, just in this payoff chart view. Okay. Another thing that I would like to touch upon is here in the bottom on the left hand side, you will see certain numbers here written: 6D, 13D, 20D, 27D. These are basically, for example, people who are not having a very big, large monitor and are just working out of this payoff chart, right? This is the entire basically UI that they have. They don't have the bottom panel open or any other panel open, but they still want to see the options chain. So that is possible through here. So 6D means basically it will pop up the options chain, which is going to expire in 6 days, right? This is a very abridged form of the options chain that we have seen. So the full view is in the options chain tab. This is an abridged view, and you can quickly basically, you know, based on your positions, you can see how are they moving, and you can also place your orders directly from here through these buy and sell buttons. So a lot of flexibility is there. So either you can have a layout which has multiple tools in it, or you can have a single layout, and we have made it possible for you for a single component layout like a payoff chart or a options chain view, and you can pretty much do everything, you know, place your trades, remove, analyze everything through those standalone widgets as well. Okay, now here also in this you have something called as the ability of course you can choose your, you know, colors or whatever you want, right? On the background, there's a what if analysis that is going to be explained in detail by Rafaji. He knows more about this than I do. You do have the ability to quickly draw some lines, some, you know, for example, I want to draw say a line on this, or I want to put some notes, so I can put a text box here and I can put some notes for myself. Okay, make sure you make profit. So basically on your payoff chart now I've put some markers here, so basically some notes that will help me in my trading. Okay, so again, in the payoff chart on the top, you will see the PNL similar to you are seeing in the options chain widget view. Okay, and also you do have the ability to do the same things that I showed you on the strategy builder. You can do a symbol lookup and choose your contracts one leg at a time, or you can use, for example, add strategy and basically directly add any particular built-in strategy, right? And you can clear the paper trades. So that kind of quickly gives you an overview of this particular component called the payoff chart. Finally, we come to the view which is called the volatility surface. So again, the volatility surface by definition will show you just the volatility smile. Basically, what it is across the strike level, the IVs or the implied volatility, and it basically forms the shape of a smile, and that's why it's called implied volatility smile. From here, you can choose whichever series you want. So for example, I can have say 6, and if I want to compare how the IV is trending across multiple series, then there is a plus button which says compare. With compare, what will happen is it will show up a panel like this, and I can, keep adding, sorry, I can keep adding any of the implied volatility series in here. So this is basically a typical view which is seen in some of the international platforms called basically where you kind of compare the IVs of the various series in the form of a smile. So this is the base layout, but there is something called as indicators here, and basically you can choose multiple indicators in here. We are obviously going to add more as time goes by, but the options that are available right now is I can directly choose open interest on the calls and the puts. I can choose the premiums. I can choose max pain chart. I can choose open interest change percentage if I want. I don't want to see the open interest, but the percentage change, that is also possible. And then if I want to like customize basically the background or the calls and the puts, there are certain color combinations in here that you can use to kind of customize this entire panel here. So that kind of very quickly brings me to the end of, some of the main components here. Now on the options chain, I just forgot. Okay, the other options are basically you can choose the number of strikes from the top. So for example, if I say I want 32 strikes, so now when I open, I will see, a much bigger options chain table. So that is something that you can customize from the number of strikes. Another component which is very unique to this platform only is called the heat map view or the heat flow view of the options chain, and I'm going to put the white color in just to make it more visible. Okay. Okay. So what this is basically is it's a transformational view of the options chain that you had seen earlier. So what we have done is basically combined the just give me a moment. So what we have done is basically we have combined all the series into one 2x2 matrix in here. So on the in the middle, you see the strike, right? Similar to what we've seen in options chain, and this is the underlying. So what you see here is, and it is explained with some text on the top here, is that there are columns to the left, which are called like C0, C1, C2, C3, and again, columns to the right, which are P0, P1, P2, P3, etc. Right? So what it does is basically, now what you can do is C0 basically means it will show you a particular metric for all the call options which is nearest to the expiry. So basically the 15th July calls series will show up here. Similarly, the 15th July puts will show up here. And then as you go further away from the strike, it is basically the next series that comes in the out week or out month. So next is the 22nd July series, which will show up here. And then finally to the 29th July and so on and so forth. And the numbers here is basically customizable. For now, the default view shows basically the open interest uh, across various series in here, but you do have the ability to choose anything that you want. So for example, here under heat map metric, sorry, it is the last price in here right now. But if you wish to change, for example, say open interest change, or for example, open interest for that matter. Now you can see the open interest, and these red colors and green colors is basically a heat map of where we see maximum open interest change happening. Another nice view would be say the OI sense view. So basically quickly you can see here, where are the short buildups, long buildups, long unwinding, all of it in one view 2x2 matrix. So that is the basic purpose for you to kind of, and how you use this is something that we are going to probably cover in subsequent series. But basically the idea is to show how the flow of money is happening across the various contracts and series. Here in the bottom, right, we have already talked about the strategy builder, right? And then to the right of it is the ledger. So ledger is basically where you will see all your basically trades, all your orders on FYERS, all your positions on FYERS, your balance, etc. Right? So these are basically the information that you are generally used to seeing also on the FYERS platform today. The look and feel is quite similar. I think you can explore this on your own. Save basically will allow you to save the layout that you want. So for example, like Rafaji was explaining, you can basically make your own layout here the way you want. So for example, if I want, I'm making it up. Let me try and close this. So if I say drag and drop the payoff chart on the right hand side, right? So now I have, for example, the payoff chart on the right hand side and the options chain on the left hand side, but I want to retain this view. For example, the next time I open, then I would use the save app profile view. The next button is basically a theme. Basically, you can choose what theme you want. This is the dark, white, and there are multiple themes. Then you have the full screen button, which kind of gives you the full screen view. So that in a very nutshell is the complete UI of the platform as it stands today. Needless to say, many new things will be added, but now I'm going to just go ahead and pass this to Rafaji, you know,
Okay.
to take this forward.
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Rafaji, we can hear you.
Okay. So I think that was brilliantly explained by Sushant. I wouldn't have been able to do such an in-depth analysis of the platform. But there are so many things that we forget, but he's, I think, covered almost everything that is there. But some of the, I'll just go on to the trading part and the taking positions and squaring of positions part of what we presently have and what we would be incorporating in the future. So, firstly, there's a simple doubt as to can I square off the positions that I'm in? So, I mean, square off everything. So, you can just go to the ledger and whatever your positions are, you can straight away right click and close all your positions from here. Okay, that is one way to do it. And the other way, of course, is go to the strategy builder and go to each of the individual positions and you can square them off. Now, probably we would think of adding another, button here which can actually square off a particular positions of a particular strategy. So, for example, if you choose this and you press a square off all positions of a particular strategy, it will place all orders at market. So, what do I mean by all orders at market? Market. This is another doubt that keeps coming in, is to where I can place trades with a single click. So yes, you can do it. The first way is, for example, you want to make a four-legged strategy. That this is a paper trade that we took in the morning, still running, and if you have something like this, and now I feel it is the right time to enter into the trade, I can simply press this button and it will just punch in all the orders at market. So this is a single click trade. I can add or delete whatever I want, and in the same manner, I can place as many trades in a particular leg as possible. Now, in a paper trader, it's quite simple to keep adding. The other part that comes into our minds is if I have a real position and I want to maybe analyze it. So what we can do is if you have a real trade on, the positions would be here and they'll be shown as real. And you can keep adding the real positions, the positions that you want to take or adjust from this panel. That is, you right click to strategy builder, buy or sell. For example, this is a put option, and then just simply click the tick button in that reposition panel and you can see the adjusted PNL or the adjusted payoff diagram for that particular strategy. Now, so this is one way you can trade the single one, with a single click, all orders at market. Just in case you feel that you want to exit a position and you want to go to the ledger, the other way you can do it is create a simple paper trade opposite or the same strategy on a paper trader, similar to what you have created on real position. You can simply click reverse here and then again put a basket order. So that will make you square off all the positions. So that is one more way to do it. The simpler way we would probably incorporate. As of now, you can simply go to the ledger and square off all positions from here. Okay. Now moving on to the strategy builder, which we can go in detail. Okay. So this is a position. It is a simple call spread. So what is it that we have done is, you can look at over here. We have just been sold for 35,200 call and bought a 35,400 call. So it is a simple call spread, and this is my payout diagram. So I can do, as so explained, I can do whatever is possible. So since he's explained everything, we'll just like to see the what if analysis. It is nothing but uh, what you I mean, as to on a daily basis what would be my profit and loss. So for example, this was a position that ended today and I'm incurring a loss of 944 rupees as of now. So what if tomorrow at the end of expiry, what is going to be my position? So I simply hover over here. If you see the light blue dotted line is the position that would be if the volatility and the underlying remains the same. Okay, so and this is your theoretical what if profit loss. If volatility and the underlying price do not change, just because of decay, my price would be, as you can see over here, 1005 at this point. If nothing happens, my position would be in profit of $1,000 tomorrow if the closing price is the same as today's closing price. Similarly, you can keep going and you can see this blue line slowly increasing or going up. The white line is your payoff diagram on expiry. The shade region is your payoff diagram when you took the position, and the light blue is the payoff diagram that is the present position in accordance with what you have chosen over here. So as of now, like I say, after 4 days, if the closing position is the same, what would be my profit? So I just simply hover over to the same place and I see my profit would be 16,000. You can see the small dot, blue dot. So this is the way you can, I mean, analyze of the position that or the profit or the loss take that you would incur in case nothing changes, or if something changes. For example, what if the volatility goes up? Again, you can see, since it's a call bear spread, you can see it going down. What if the underlying changes? And for example, let's go 2 days from now, and the underlying price goes up to say a little bit more. So I can go ahead and see what my loss would be at this day, and it will be shown here. This is the price if it would be there. So this way, the loss would be somewhere around minus 21,000. So you just have to follow the blue dot over here on the light blue dotted panel, and you know what your vertical price would be at that point in time if the changes are to what you have put over here. Just let me take this. Okay, this is another common question that we have. Yes, it is real time. I think we done today itself in the morning. Everything that you see here, okay, is now real time. I even have a clipping of what we were experimenting in the morning. So I just, with your permission, play this. So this is the same position that I had, which I was showing on you on the strategy, is the same position. So you can see the prices here changing. You can see the PNL here changing. Okay, see. And my position is this: I had 25 lots sold, 35,200 call, and bought 25 lots, 35,400. Okay, you can see this is absolutely real time. Okay, all of this. Okay, and now let's come to the main chart. Okay, now if you do not want
On the
any,
real-time piece, I'll just like to throw some light. So this is a,
okay, okay,
the real-time solution is something we have deployed today itself. So if you would have seen it yesterday, there would have been a basically the updates were happening once every minute. So now what we have done is the option contracts are now getting updated every few seconds. The underlying will also get updated every few seconds from Monday onwards, but the calculation of the Greeks will happen once in every minute. So the price and volume will get updated almost near real time in a matter of few seconds, but the Greek calculation will happen once in every minute, and the PNL calculation will also be real time.
Okay. With that, I think we finished with the UI part. Uh, we can take the questions and explain if there are any doubts as to how to take square of positions and so on. Yeah, one more thing that I wanted to bring out is, uh, okay, sorry, this is the recording. Okay, so you can just clear all of this. What if you do not want it and you want a clean one, you can just do this, and the what if analysis is this. Okay, now if you are in a trade, and for example I am in a good call spread like this, and my profit is this. If the price moves again really fiercely against me, for example it starts, I mean, it happens quite often in Bank Nifty and it is going 35,300, 400. That is my sold call option is getting in the money really fast. We have a really beautiful feature which Sushant already explained. I can simply go ahead and, for example, buy an in the money call right away from here, wherein the trading panel will just pop up in front of me and I can place it right away. Okay. So this is, again, you can set this to default. So for example, I'll just show you. If I change it like this and I click it, so it becomes my default thing. Okay. So I just have to simply buy it straight away without waiting and going anywhere, and buy it and take care of adjusting my positions at that point in time. Okay. So with that, I think we finished with the UI part. So if the people have questions, we'll go ahead with the questions and keep answering them as much as we can.
So first up, many of our audience would like to have probably a similar session in Hindi. So maybe something that we can arrange for again with the help of the FYERS team. So, okay, so Rafaji, you want to take up the questions?
Yeah. Okay. One of them is price chart. The price chart for
So I'll take that
this
up.
part. Yeah. Yeah.
So this particular platform will not come with the price chart. It will contain all current option analytics tools that you are seeing right now and many others that will be added. But as of now, price chart is not part of this. Price chart and watch list are not part of this platform.
Okay, the next part is just yes, the strategy builder shows how much margin is required. We're going to come up with that as well. So as of now, you can see the premium that you will get paid. Uh, the margin required, maybe Sushant, you can with along with the FYERS team, whatever the margin they require, we'll have a column here where we can just simply say margin required.
Yes.
So that is one thing we certainly we can add. Is it available on mobile app? Yes, there's an options desk mobile app as well. It's in the beta phase. It will take a little bit time, but
But,
basic features are all there.
but for now, if you open this fyers.gocharting.com in your Chrome browser, mobile browser, you should be able to see a UI which is 100% mobile compatible.
So you can go both ways. That is through the web browser as well and through the app. The Hindi, okay, we will do that. Could you please bring the current value for Nifty and Bank Nifty in the top? Okay, the current value is here. Is it's already there. The last traded price is here. See, I'll replay the clip again for people who missed that part. So this is the today's live market session. So you can see everything here. I think this we need to. So the
Yeah, so the
strike price is changing.
idea is the underlying will also start becoming real time from Monday
Yeah,
onwards.
yeah. So from Monday onwards, even this will become real time. So we already have it. Okay. There is another question. Let me get this out. do you have the plus minus 50 strikes for straddle position? Now, as Sushant explained, you can go up to 40 strikes here, and you can have it all here. And whether you can trade them in real time or not is depend on the exchange rule for that day, or I know that FYERS have a
Maybe
very,
I'll share
I
my
mean,
screen. I'll share my screen.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so they want to know if it is a straddle chart, whether they can execute really out of the money strikes. So that is dependent on the NSE rule for that day, as well as the flyers platform. If it is allowing trading, for example, selling really out of the money call on that particular day, it has got really nothing to do with the Go charting platform. But you can certainly put them on the strategy builder and try executing them. If they get executed, it's really good, but it depends on the day and the, I mean, volatility of the markets and the NS rule for that day.
Somebody's saying that yeah, it requires practice. Yes, the usage
Yeah,
of
of
this
course, yeah.
platform, like n- a platform like this does not exist today in the Indian market. It has got a lot of striking similarities to other platforms in the US market, like Think or Swim and Trade, Tasty Trade. So it will require some amount of hands-on, what do you call as familiarity, situational fluency. But we hope that once you get a little hands-on, two things is going to happen. You are going to get better at using it, and second, there will be areas of improvement for us in terms of making the UI even more, easy for you. And that's where I think we do have a big advantage. People who have followed us through our journey in the last few years are aware that we do two things. One, we listen to our customers. Uh, uh, you know. Um, if you have any requests, if you have any support you need, right, you can directly reach out to us through our Discord channel, and we're going to explain to you how you can do that. So we address all your concerns, all your issues, any kind of fixes, or for that matter, you can directly interact with us for any kind of additions to the platform. So our goal is to, obviously wow you with our features. In now some of them are already there, but yes, if there is a room for improvement, of course there is always room for improvement. And the idea is that we will quickly try and bring those across the line.
One more thing, okay, a lot of questions as to, okay, I'll just take another quick paper trade so that you get to know how to create positions, how to trade them. So the simplest way to clear all this is and it clears everything. Okay. So I'll just take a similar trade. I'll take a call bear spread and we'll see what happens. Okay. So for example, this is the underlying price, closing price, or whatever the LTP for today. And I want to simply take a 35,200 call bear spread, wherein I just go to the strategy builder, I sell this one, I add how many lots. For example, I want 25 lots, and I add this. So you can see minus 625. Okay. And similarly, I take a buy position over here. I right click on this. I add to strategy builder. I want to buy this because it is a bear spread. I click 25 because there are 25 lots, and I make this. Okay. So this is a simple call bear spread that I created, and everything is here. Now, the next step is, maybe after analyzing whatever you want and the way we just explained, you want to trade it. I simply have to just go here and click this. Okay. And you get it to FYERS. You can see over here. If I click this, all my orders will be executed at market right away. Okay. So this paper will become real. And what is the other way of seeing is, this is a hollow green. It will become dark green. Okay. Both of these. Am I correct, Sushant?
That is correct. That is absolutely
So,
correct.
so this will become dark green. It will not be hollow. It will be complete white fill. So that is another way to see what is your real trade. And this will no longer be paper. Okay. And in a real position, if you need to add something, you can again simply go create another strategy or go into the real position as well. For example, let's assume this was real, and another keep adding whatever you want to over here, and then execute it. The other way to do it is, for example, you simply want to, if this was a real position and you wanted to add, for example, say 35,000, you want to increase your size, okay? You want to sell more of these. You simply go ahead and sell this, okay? And you choose your default. This is not lots, this is quantity, so keep that in mind. So 25 right now is one lot, okay? So if, for example, if I want to increase it, I want to go in further and I want to say 4 lots I want to add, I just do this, okay? And now it will execute right now again, because let's see, market is closed. So this is uh, one more thing. This buy and sell is only for real trades. So all this what I was explaining is for real positions. Assuming this was real, and I wanted to increase my quantity, I can simply go here and keep selling and keep buying to whatever I want, looking at the, I mean, price action or whatever you follow. So buy sell button showing only on my call side, and how can put it adjust? I think it will show on both the sides. You just, I mean, again, so customizable. Maybe you have not done this, so you need to maybe expand this and choose options from here, and you get everything ask bid. So as Sushant showed, if you add ask and bid, you don't even have to do buy sell. You can just go to press that ask bid and do directly from here. But if you're new, I would suggest do not trade like that. Do it right click, because sometimes you might confused with the ask bid part and place the wrong order. So you can just, the simplest ways. I mean, the options to place orders are numerous. I mean, you can place it from anywhere in the screen. Literally anywhere on the screen, you can adjust positions, take positions, square up positions.
Yeah, someone wants to know that how can he create customized strategies
Okay,
in the strategy builder actually.
okay, so you want to say, okay, we can add that later, and Sushant can correct me if it is already there. What I understand is, what they're asking is, if I have a normal a strategy which is unique to me, I create it and I add it as one of my saved strategies. Is it correct?
Yes, yes.
So
Actually, you want to
yeah,
save that strategy.
yeah. So maybe we can add that feature, and we can so that he can name it, and the custom strategy unique to a user can be saved. So we can surely add it. And if there are any such suggestions like these, as Sushant said, you can certainly come to the Discord channel of ours and
Yeah,
put in
maybe we
whatever
show
you
them how
want
to
for
go to the
custom.
Discord channel also.
Yeah.
On the
I think it's, is it possible from?
okay, maybe we'll add, yeah, we needed to add it here. So, okay.
So if it is not here, you can simply go to the GoCharting platform, and over there on the right side, you can find it. So if you want, I can just show you. You can just go to the GoCharting platform.
I think it's in
You
the
can
foot.
put a link in the description. I mean, in the chat.
Okay.
We'll share the link here.
Share the link. The other
Yeah.
part is, you can connect from the options list to the files, and the other part, the videos are already there as to how to connect to files from the charting platform as well.
Yeah, so guys, you can reach on Twitter, as well as you can write to admin@gocharting.com, or you can write support@fires.in. We'll make sure your queries will be resolved in a
Yeah,
stipulated time.
yeah. So
So
this
somebody
is
has a question: is there a feasibility where we can place straddle at once? Yes. So
yeah.
can
This
we
is
answer this question,
okay. This
Shubham?
is, yeah, absolutely. So it
So
doesn't
you have
which
to,
strategy you want to trade. It is,
Rafaji,
this was
your
a,
screen is not shared.
okay. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
So there are
So it
built-in
does not
strategies.
matter. Yeah, the built-in strategies are from here. So maybe when you get the unique strategy, we can add them here for any particular this thing. But for straddles, triangles, which are the most popular, the condors, the butterflies, there is, of course, you can just go here and choose one. Okay. So for example,
So,
let us see covered straddle. Do we have a long straddle, short straddle? Okay. See.
so
So this
you
is a
can
short.
so yeah, you can, yeah.
Just simply apply. But what if you do not want to trade this? So what is it done? It is done 35,100 Okay, maybe I don't want to trade this. Okay, you want to trade a unique straddle exactly at 35,000. Okay, so it's again similar. You go here, you sell, you maybe select 25 lots, add, okay, and you add another one here. This is a call one, and you sell this one as well. 25, add. So this is a straddle, yes, and this is your straddle. Now, if you want to trade this right from here, okay, all orders are placed at market. So that is how simple and how fast this is. Okay. Another question I can see again coming is, will my positions get added to real time? Yes, of course. All these buttons, this B and S and B and S, these are for real time, real positions. These are not for the strategy builder. What you see here are not for strategy builder. For strategy builder, you have to go to right click and add here. You want to add to your real time, you can add from add to trader, or you can simply just, as we discussed here, you want to add another lot of, for example, 35,000 put. You simply go sell here, a trading panel will come. This is, you can look over here, it is broker is FYERS, and you can select the quantity and straight away place the order. Similarly for this. Okay. Another question that we're getting is,
How
can we
to
square
get
off all
options
positions?
chain and payoff chart side by side? I think
Oh,
we
okay.
will put
This
up
is,
this video
yeah, this is okay.
on YouTube, FYERS YouTube, and you can actually replay this video and see how we have created these kind of views.
Yeah,
Everything is draggable,
everything is
droppable,
drivable.
and
Yeah.
customizable.
Yes,
So if
Sushant,
you are in a,
someone want to know about PCR. Where can he can find the PCR
So in the options
values?
chain, if you go to
okay,
the
let's go to the
options
options
chain,
chain over here. You can either
so when you no
hover it, no,
yeah, so you have to
minimize
contract.
it.
mm,
Sorry.
Yeah, you scroll up, scroll up, scroll up further. Yeah. For example, if you hover on the series,
Don't collapse
Yeah,
it.
over
on
here.
the series whichever
Okay.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see this here.
So
Okay.
there is PCR in terms of volume and PCR in terms of open interest. Both are available.
Okay. So
So when
if
you hover on
someone,
each of the,
you
One
can do
last
it.
question we'll take, Sushant. We'll take questions on YouTube video as well. So your viewers can comment on the video itself. So one last question is, can we put a stop loss on strategy basis? I
Yeah,
mean,
this is another thing. Yeah, we will, again, the two, three things that we've planned. Sushant can answer it better. But there are two, three things that we're going to incorporate in the.
basically his question is combined premium level for the
Yeah,
straddle.
yeah, we got it.
Hmm.
That is there once the premium straddle triangle charts come in. I mean the premium charts. That is the price versus the date or time price charts. For example, you want a straddle chart or the triangle chart or the OI chart. Once they come in, what we would do is one is the square of all positions from here itself. As you see, square of all positions from here itself, maybe we can add that. And the other part is the stop loss square of at a particular stop loss. That again would come in later. Maybe Sushant can answer this a little better.
yeah, so many of these are available. Some of the, can we play CNC order? There are too many. Somebody wants to know is badly. Yes. So if when you go to buy and sell button and click, the trading panel will open, and in the trading panel, if you open the trading panel, Rafaji, somebody has asked it too many times.
Yeah, yeah.
So
This you can see everything is
it
there.
deserves. Yeah. So here in
So either
under
you can
this
place
drop
in
down, you can.
margin. Yeah. So margin is your option CNC.
Okay, what we was discussing there is maybe you can put the margin here as well. Margin required over here and in the strategy builder so that it becomes a little. So CNC is this. Okay, so
Yeah, that.
if anybody wants to know, so this is CNC, and what would do? I mean, we could add the margin required here as well, and maybe in the strategy builder as well.
One final question, Sushant. So can I add OI? I mean, can I plot the OI?
Yep. Okay. So Sushant can answer.
Plotting OI. So that is something again that we'll take up in our future releases. At this point in time, OI in a time series fashion is not available. OI is only available in a snapshot format within the options chain. So on the options chain, the OI is by default. Yeah. So here, as you can see, you can plot the OI open interest as you can see of all the calls and puts. Yeah, so the blues are the calls, the oranges are the histograms are the puts. This is the
You
view
can
that is
choose what you
available.
like. I mean, yeah, you can make it whatever you want. See.
How to convert MIS to CNC? That is
That you'll have to do from the broker end. That is
Shubham.
from the FYERS platform.
Yes, yes. You either if you want to convert your position, you need to do it from our main platform.
Either
Either through
you,
web or app, any will work. Yeah.
So if you've taken a position already and you are in a position that was intraday, for example, you'll have to go to the app or the FYERS web platform and get it done from there.
I think with that we can conclude this session, Sushant.
Yeah, somebody is just asking how to square off paper trade position and is kind of copy pasting multiple times to draw the attention.
Sure.
Your attention, yes, you have been able to draw our attention. What you need to do is, so for example, when you click on each of the legs within the paper position, so
you can just right
click on them
and close position.
And it says close position.
Let's close
and
this.
then it will ask you at what position you want to basically exit. And it will close off the position.
Enter exit price. Sorry, you can ask whatever was the exit price you can see. Yeah, and what we were discussing is maybe we will add another square of positions button here also, so you can square off everything at market or whatever. I mean, last traded price.
Yeah, so, panic sell button we can say.
Yeah, exactly. The other way I just showed you is if you do not want to do it for a real position, that's not valid for a paper position. Is if you are in a real position and you want to square off position and you don't want to go to the ledger, what you can do is what generally people do for huge orders is create an exact same position of the real position and then reverse it and then execute at market. It's that simple.
Someone is desperately asking, like, is there any charge? So this platform is free of cost to all the FYERS client for a period of 90 days. So yeah, you can explore the platform and let us know your feedback. So we will make it even more robust. Yeah, Sushant, with that, I think we'll sign off. Please do let us know if you have any queries. You can write to support@FYERS.in or you can write to admin@GoCharting.com. Even you can follow their Twitter handle on the Twitter. I think Sushant, can you please paste the link in the description? I mean, chat site.
Yeah.
So yeah, please let us know if you have any queries. Thank you for joining. Thanks, Sushant. Thanks, Rafaji, for such a wonderful session. I hope viewers have got a good understanding of this.
And I'm sure we will have more sessions in the future, like,
sure.
You know, depending on it. So this is not like you have to learn everything in 1 hour span. So
Yes.
We will try and make it manageable going forward. We will like break it down into small chapters so that, you know, we can focus on one small area of options trading and then only concentrate on that.
Yeah. Even we can make a small short video on GoCharting YouTube channel as well. You can find there as well. Am I right, Sushant? You have created some cool videos there.
Yes. My video skills are not great, but I think people will be able to benefit from them as well.
I think this particular video will act as a one-stop solutions for most of the traders. So with that, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.